This first poem I'm going to read is called Today's Imperative, and it's a loose version of one of Horace's odes. It's a poem that I wrote when I was actually teaching at UCD in 2001. And I loved the way that Horace's poem talked about different landscapes which he liked, and then expressed a preference for his own landscape, the Sabine farm where he was based when he was writing this poem. And I took his idea of different landscapes and just transferred it to different kinds of poetry. So the poem is called Today's Imperative. Others have herb life, bogland, the bird sanctuary, or man-made canals and urban decay. And they have international flights of fancy too. But wherever they go, it all looks and sounds the same to me. Mountains, some work, a nice sunrise that none of the other tourists sees, or an epiphany that signals a deeper engagement with the local patois, native literature. Then there are the Argonauts, who labour in the interstices of a language, or two at most, and that crowd whose ambition is to introduce gender to the reader who hasn't got one on him or her. Long warm-ups, agreed movements from A to B, and put up the shutters with a lyrical turn, or various little-known fabrics and figures, such as you often find in those who use family detail as glitter to stud the rough black rock of their fictions. And I like all this, but it doesn't live in me. It doesn't wake me up in my skin at night. I'd rather sing to you about what's imperative. So listen. Take your mind off the stresses and anxiety of life, and whether you're in a southern town like Cork or Montpellier, or even Washington or Rome, go pour yourself a glass of wine. Now, imagine the kind of man who trusts himself to fortune and says, let us go wherever it takes us. We've heard that a better life awaits us, and we've seen worse. Today, banish worry, exile it. The night's young now, and soon we'll be back to the grind. In fact, maybe tomorrow.